What's up guys, and welcome to my first ever Fortnite creative tutorial. Today we are going to give the new teleporters a look that Fortnite just added into patch 11.10. So in today's video we're going to go through the different settings of a teleporter. I'm going to show you guys different ways to use them. And lastly I'm going to show you guys different designs that you guys can use with the teleporter. So you guys find the teleporter going to devices. It should be shown in the very top. So this is what the teleporter looks like when you just spawn it. There's a teleporter group. That's basically the group that this specific teleporter belongs to. There's a teleporter target group. This is the group that the teleporter will teleport you to. And then we can decide if it's enabled, if it's only enabled in the pre-game, if it's enabled in gameplay lobby, or if it's disabled. You can even assign it to a specific team if you only want a specific team to use this teleporter. So change teleporter target basically makes it possible for you to decide if this teleporter should be assigned to one single teleporter or if it should have multiple different teleporters. You could for instance make it so it changes portal on enter. This will do such that if these three teleporters are group B and you assign the target group to group B, this one will on enter select one of three different teleporters. So if we were to test this, the first time we enter we get the right one, the second time we enter we get the left one, and the third time we enter we get the right one. Let's try and see if we can get a center, just once. There we go, that was the center. So basically you can also decide if it should like randomize it based on an interval. For instance, every 5 seconds, every 10 seconds, every 20 seconds, every 30 seconds, 40 seconds, 50 seconds, or every minute. Also, you can decide the visibility of the teleporter, if you want it visible or if you want it invisible. So as you guys can see, we placed down a rift here and we place it inside this tree. So if we go into this tree now, it will still work as a teleporter. So the next setting is visual effects. We can decide if we wanted to show any visual effects once we are teleported. We can also decide if it should play any sound effects. Conserve momentum is basically like should your momentum like stay once you're like teleported. For instance, if you have icy feet and you are coming with a high speed, should you keep the speed once you're teleported? Face player in teleporter direction. So if you look closely to the rift, you can actually see that there's a direction to it. It's going with the effects basically. So you can decide which direction the player should actually be looking when it's teleported, or if the player should be looking in the same direction as he entered the teleporter in. And lastly, you can actually make it such that you can teleport when receiving from a trigger. So you can literally make it such that players don't even have to enter anything to get teleported. You can teleport people based on a trigger, which is insanely effective. I could definitely see a lot of game modes using that. So other than that, we have some other trigger functionality. We can enable and disable when receiving from a channel. We can transmit on a channel when entered. We can transmit on a channel when teleported. And yeah, that's basically a lot of options for a lot of good functionality in these 5 options. So yeah, let's go ahead and look at different uses for this. Alright guys, so I've prepared some useful cases for teleporters. So for this very first example, I basically want to show how you can go back and forth if you have 2 open teleporters. So how you would do this is basically having one teleporter on one side and having one teleporter on the other side. So what you have to make sure is that this teleporter is set to a specific group. So you need to decide a teleporter target group. I've set mine to group B. So what we want to make sure is that this one is set to group B and that its target group is set to the other teleporter, which was group A. So if we go into this, we will spawn in this one, and if we go into this, we will spawn in the other one. So another way where this is useful is if you want to go from one level to another. This is using the exact same system. It's very useful. It's a quick way of getting up. We don't have ladders or anything, and making actual elevators inside Fortnite Creative could be a pain. So doing this is definitely a very, very effective way. You just have to be aware because the groups are based on the alphabet and you only have up to group C. So make sure that you are totally aware of that and don't spam these teleporters. So the last way of using teleporters that I want to show you guys now is basically a one-way teleporter. So you can go in on the one side, but you can't go in on the other side. So to do this, we'll spawn a brand new teleporter. We're gonna duplicate it to the other side, rotate it so it's facing towards the center. Make sure this one is facing towards the center too. We want to put this from group C to group D. You guys can choose whatever group you guys have available. go over here, put the teleporter group to group D, and put the target group to none. Make sure that face player in teleporter direction is put on yes. So now what this would do is basically it would do so we can only go one way. We cannot enter this because this one is not assigned with a target group. So this is a good way if you want to teleport anyone but you don't want them to get back. So this is some very basic ways of using the new teleporters. I think they're gonna be extremely useful for player spawns, for game modes in general, and it's something that's been really requested in Fortnite Creative. Now let's continue to some designs that you guys can use to make your teleporters look a little better. So this is the first very simple design. All you'll basically need is the Scorch Gallery and the Castle Prop Gallery from the Season 6. This creates a very cool molten feeling to the Rift. So this is a more very minimalistic and simple design from Mark and Make's hub. It was the first ever futuristic hub that you guys saw. It's using the Neo Tilted Prop Gallery and the Ring Gallery. So the last one is very simple. So the reason why I included this is because I feel like it would be so cool for nature or fantasy maps, and I really like the idea. So that's it from this video. I hope you guys learned something more about the teleporters. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please go and hit the like button down below. If you guys want to see more tutorials, go and hit it as well. I'm definitely going to upload a lot more on the channel, so if you guys are not subscribed yet, make sure you guys go down and hit the subscribe button. And other than that, let's see you guys in the next video.